Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and I am out for painting a riverscape today. I am on my way to the river and it's a long journey, and I will show you how long I have to walk. It's actually 3 kilometers from my home, and we have to keep on walking on this road in order to reach the place. Now on the way we find a lot of beautiful other sceneries as well, but I don't want to be distracted today as I chose to paint the river today. Now the water level in the river has been raised, and that is why I am running towards it, looking all around for my next painting. But I was so excited, and it is morning 5:30. Now today's weather is all cloudy and it was drizzling also. You can see by the fog behind the tree how foggy it was, means it was drizzling that day. The humidity level was really high and the wind was blowing all over the place. Now I am walking down the river side to find a perfect location for the setup and also for my painting today. So I will go ahead and decide on what I'm gonna paint. I saw some dogs having fun in the water. Since the water level raised, they were actually, if they want to go to other side, they have to cross the river. And I saw some octopus flowers on the way, and they were mesmerizing, so I just thought of showing it to you all. And I saw another variety of flowers, yellow thorn flowers. I don't know the scientific name for these, so if anyone of you know about it, just let me know. And it's all breezy and windy today, so yeah, I have set up here near the riverside, and behind me is like a I just can't go back. Now my bag is also there, and I'm painting today on a 6x8 sized canvas in a landscape mode. Now when I show it to you, I have already started painting it. The thing was, it is very cloudy today and I decided to paint the entire scene, and I was taking my time, in order to sketch every bit of it, because it's gonna be cloudy today the entire time. So I decided on taking a lot of time in order to sketch it. So now when the sun is up and the light is changing really fast, in that case we have to be really quick with the lighting and everything. But today it's all cloudy, so I can take my time and go in and sketch my way through the painting. That is why I am using little brushes today, and I am also taking little parts of the canvas one at a time. Now the palette that you're gonna see here is watercolor palette. Actually it was having watercolors in it, but I took out the watercolors and I have put some oil paints in it, so it was easy and it was handy. Now if you want to know about it, just comment down below and I will put a link to that watercolor set, so that you can also go out and paint like how I'm doing. The brushes I'm using are from Camel and also Daler Rowney, the long handle little brushes which I'm using today. I start with very grey shades of colors because it was all cloudy and the river was all muddy. Now I'm trying to figure out things and composition in my painting, and also the colors. Yes, I remember that somebody in the comments asked about the color palette. I'm so sorry because I couldn't record the color palette in a video form, but I'll tell you the colors I'm using and I will record it in my next plein air painting video. So the colors which I'm using are ultramarine blue, burnt sienna and burnt umber. Plus I'm using sap greens, orange which is cadmium orange, cadmium red light, and I am using lemon yellow and yellow ochre for my warmer yellows. That is the entire palette which I have told you. And I'm trying to mix the colors properly. The grays which I made here is from ultramarine blue and burnt umber. You'll get very neutral shade of gray, and then if you want to warm it up, you can add some burnt sienna, oranges or reds in it. And in order to cool it down a little bit, you can add purples and blues. The color here I'm using is sap green with burnt sienna. So I have used a lot of burnt sienna in this painting. Now since the color in the foreground are warmer and darker, so I am using little bits of reds as well. Now here I am using blues because it is a way, in order to show aerial perspective, I'm using blues and purples there on that portion. Now as I have already told you, the river was very muddy, so I'm using cadmium orange as well to warm it up. The riverscape looks good to me, and you can see behind the painting that some small plants are also floating in water, and it's because of rain. I have to go back in order to see the entire composition and the colors which I have used. But the problem was that I couldn't go back because of the slope of our shore. So that is why it was funny. Here I'm using some purple, which is from Camel, and some burnt sienna mixed together with some grays in order to put the water and show how muddy it was. And especially because it was raining in the Eastern Ghats. In order to show perspective, I have dulled down the color there. I saw some really dark trees in front of me, and I decided to put them on to my canvas. So that is what I'm gonna do next. And the colors which I'm mixing is sap green with burnt sienna and cadmium red, so that it darkens. And sometimes I use purple with sap green in order to darken it even more. So I am sketching them in abstract form because I had not enough time to invest in this part actually. My sister was there to accompany me, and it was good that I was standing under a tree because my camera was saved and my painting was saved as well. So that was a good thing which I did, that is I chose to paint under a tree. She is having good time there. She was helping me also with colors. I mean, if there is something missing, she'll take it out from my bag and give it to me. I can't come here alone because of bullying incidents that have happened before, so that is why I just come with my cousins or somebody here. Yeah, so the greens which I'm using is sap green, and if you want to mix other type of greens, then you can use ultramarine plus yellow ochre. It will give you different shades of green. You can mix yellows and your blues to make greens. In order to show perspective, I'm mixing blues, which is cerulean blue. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that I'm using cerulean blue also as my cool blue. I saw some buffaloes near the river, and I thought that they are a good contrast against the grasses which are on the other side. So I painted some buffaloes as well, and they were looking very, very nice. Now many people will be wondering why I have hung the bag to my easel, and it is because it is windy today and my easel might flip over because of the wind, and that is why I hung some weight on it so that it doesn't flip over. I actually got a string attached to the easel, and I was thinking why that string is there, and I found a purpose for it. I don't know exactly if this is the right thing to do with that string, but I got the job done. I'm darkening up the corner areas so that the eyes doesn't shift to this side, as the central focal point is going to be the area which is in perspective. I'm mixing burnt sienna here with ultramarine blue and more of burnt sienna so that it looks good and warm. You can see how windy it is today. Now I'm mixing all the colors properly so that it mixes well, it blends well. Now is the time to paint the grey sky. I'm using cerulean blue, ultramarine blue plus burnt umber a little bit and orange in order to make it grayer. And then it was lighter. It has to be lighter than the river because obviously it is the sky. So I am trying to keep my values in proper ratio. My sister came here to help me out. She gave me white color which was getting over from my small palette, and she was having great fun because she got some colors on her clothes. Now I'm taking a smaller brush to blend in the grey of the sky so that I can create blurred edges and direct the viewer to the central focal point. I was not much concerned about a lot of things in this painting today. I just thought it is a nice thing to spend some time alone by myself and with my sister. So this is almost done and I'll give some final touches to the painting. You can see I'm using a smaller brush. A few more burnt sienna touches to the painting, and I am going to draw some stems and branches of the tree on the other side. They were looking all very red. Making some shapes of the trees. And finally adding a lot of darker greens at the shore side. And that is how we finish a painting on location. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, do not forget to share it with your friends, and I will see you in my next video. Do support me on Patreon if you'd like, and bye.